Yo guys, what's going on? It's Lewis here with Cryptolete. Time for another market update. Firstly, I want to start off by saying I moved over to Bybit. I know there's been a lot of stuff happening with different exchanges, and I have mentioned this before, how I moved over to Bybit because they were having a lot of promotions and they were working with a lot of big players. And a couple of my friends and a couple of people who I trust actually went over to trade on Bybit. So I'm following them, and I've talked to the support team. I've talked to a lot of people, and I like Bybit. So this is where I'm trading now. And so if you want to trade futures, and if you want to do margin trading and leverage trading and stuff like that, then I recommend Bybit, and that's what I'm doing. So just want to throw that out there. If you want to trade and if you want to support me, you could click the link below in the description. It's my affiliate link, and you could sign up there, because I don't know any other exchange that allows for margin trading or allows you to use leverage that also connects to 3 commas. And as you know, that's what I love to use. So I'm going to leave a link below in the description, and I just want to start off with that. And then the second thing that I wanted to go over was that I started a new public trading account. I put 30K into it. And the goal for this account is to outperform holding Bitcoin from 20,712 and to also outperform holding the S&P 500 from $3,792, because those are the prices that they were at when I originally put the $30,000 into the account. So we're going to see how, if I could do this. They always say that, buying and holding outperforms traders, and that 95% of traders fail. But I don't know. I am really under the impression at this point, after trading for years and years now, I think I've been, it's been 4 years, almost 5, that I've been into trading and reading books on it and actually looking at the charts and learning. And I'm still learning every single day. I'm learning more and more stuff. It's really awesome how you could continually, refine your edge or find new strategies or just get better and better and better. And so I put this out there, and we'll see how this goes. It'll be hopefully really, really successful. That's the purpose of this, is so that I could show people publicly, like, hey, look, you can invest into the stock market, and you can invest into Bitcoin. You could buy and hold, or you could dollar cost average, or you can invest in me when I have my hedge fund, which will happen next year. And hopefully we will outperform the market and outperform what you would do if you were just simply buying and holding. So that's going to be really, really interesting, and I do plan on updating this on a regular basis. I will say right now, my account is down just slightly. If I go into my VIP Signal group, you could see that I have December. I have the different trades for December. I started off with Link because I thought that there was going to be a narrative play there, but that didn't work out. And then I also put a long on for ETH, which also did not work out. But then I hedged those bets with Dash and with LTC. LTC got stopped out, but Dash is still in play. So fingers crossed that I make back the losses that I made from the first 2 trades with my Dash trade. So we have all of that, and now we could get into the actual update. So I'm going to start off with the stock market with the S&P 500, then I'm going to go into the dollar, and then I'll go into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and yeah, I think that's going to be it, because I'm going to try to make these a lot shorter. And so let's get to it with the top-down analysis. Okay, so like I said, we're going to start off with the S&P 500, and I'm starting off with this because this is a good barometer of the overall market in general. Obviously, it's the S&P 500. So whatever this tends to do, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies have been following it for the most part. I mean, Bitcoin sort of topped out end of November, and this S&P 500 topped out basically the end of December. So it's very close. And what I think on the macro scale is that we're going to come down and reach this 61.8 golden ratio from basically the bottom to the top. This is the monthly chart. So let me go down to the weekly chart. And so on the weekly chart, what I did was I took the bottom from the weekly chart bottom to close to the weekly top close. And I like this 61.8 level, which is right above $3,100. So 3,100 to 3,200 basically for the S&P 500, because it lines up really well with previous supports. You could see right there, previous support, previous resistance. Also, this is the move. This is the down move before the move up that broke the market structure to the upside. So there's a lot of bids down here in this area. And it's probably, usually they get front ran. I would assume anything down here is going to get front ran. So that's why I like this area. If I had to think like, where would the bottom be? Where would the bottom be, like just the absolute bottom? It would probably be down here around 25 to 26.50. But I seriously think that this $3,200 level is going to be we're going to have a major bounce off of that. And now you could also see that the stock market is in a downtrend and continually hitting this trend line, and it just hit this a couple days ago. So I'll go into the daily, chart right there. It hit it perfectly, and then crashed down. And I posted this in my Discord group and also on my actual Twitter. So right here in my Twitter, I said why I'm not FOMOing in right now, even though we might shoot up. And this was the chart right there. We tagged it at just over $4,000, and this was the zoomed out version. And you could see that we are now down below $4,000, or $3,900. So yeah, a lot of people were actually expecting this to shoot up just a little bit, do like a fake breakout, and then fall back down. And honestly, that might still happen. We might see a pump back up to this level right above here, fake everybody out, and then crash back down and come back down to the double bottom, or where this is the weekly double bottom in 2020, weekly double top in 2020. So you can see that right there, boom, boom. And it's a big SR flip area. So I think that there is still a probability of us coming back up, creating a new high right there, and then coming back down. Probability, I do think there's a probability, but now that this closed where it did, I have less faith in that happening, to be honest. I think that it's more likely that we'll come back up and we'll get rejected from the trend line again somewhere right around here. So maybe like right below the trend line. So honestly, I'd probably start stacking in short positions up here, and I think that what I'll do is I'll create this yellow box, or this yellow oval right here. This would be a really good place to stack in shorts on the S&P 500, and then I think we'll come back down after that. I don't think that we're gonna by any means make crazy new all-time highs, or come back up even above this old high. And I do think that we're going to continue to turn over. Now, that is the S&P 500. So I'm looking at it right now as if this is let me do this right here. Boom. So this was the low right here. This was the range low, and this was the range high, right? I mean, it was basically like this. It had a fake out above the range high, came back down, and now it's down below it. So maybe this is a fake out down below it before it pops back up. Or maybe it's done. Maybe this is it, and we're just going to keep on going lower. I don't really know. This is one option, and then the other option is obviously, is it coming back down to around this level right here before moving back up? And then finally, the last option is just absolute tanking, which wouldn't surprise me at this point. But I do like how the RSI and stochastic RSI are in the oversold territory, so that's pretty good. And I think that that could line it up for a reversal. And if I traded this, which I'm going to start trading it soon on Prime XBT, I think is a brokerage that allows you to do that, then I would look for longing opportunities in this area for sure. Because look at this, look at the MACD, it's in oversold. Look at the RSI, look at the stochastic RSI, it's all in the oversold. So it's looking good for a move up with a nice defined risk right below the lows. So pretty solid. There is one thing, though, that I am a little concerned about, and that is the dollar. So if we move over to the dollar, the DXY, this is a little concerning. Let's go to the monthly chart for the high time frame. You always want to start off on the higher time frame when doing analysis. And you could see that the dollar, all the way back in 2001, it had its peak in the year 2001, and then it dropped. It just continued to drop. And the dollar since 2001 has dropped exponentially. It has dropped just so much that the value of the dollar has went down. So you lost about 40% of the value of the dollar, which is really bad, since 2001 up until 2008. And then we had the great financial crisis of 2008, remember, 2008, 2009. And look at what happened. It started going up, and basically it did come down, but it ended up going back up again in 2009 and 2010. And this was when we had the crash of the market. So when the markets crash, the dollar goes up. And then you could see that, that doesn't happen all the time. That's not like a steadfast rule, but it definitely happens in crypto because Bitcoin is denominated in dollars, right? So it's like BTC, against the USD. So this chart right here is USD. This is the US dollar. So if the US dollar goes down, then Bitcoin usually should go up. That's typically the way it goes. Same thing with basically a lot of other cryptocurrencies and everything else. It's denominated against the dollar. So if the dollar goes down, then things tend to go up. And if Bitcoin goes up, then the dollar tends to go down. And we saw that back in 2017 during this 2017 bull run when the dollar went down, and then we saw 2018 and 2019 the dollar went up while Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies were in a bear market. And then finally 2020 to 2021 the dollar was going down and Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies were shooting up. And then the dollar shot up and cryptocurrencies fell, and now we're in the bear market. Now, so the thing is, we had this huge consolidation, right? And then we busted up above it, but look at where we are right now. We're right at that support level. So let's dig a little bit deeper into the weekly, and you could see we are tapping that support level right now. And that is not good for crypto because the dollar just tanked over the last few weeks, as you could see. And if it rallies again, like if the dollar decides that it wants to go back up to the range highs, then cryptocurrencies are going to freaking just fail. They're going to go down drastically. So I don't really want to see this. I mean, the best thing for crypto would be if it basically fell underneath here, tagged it, and then fell back down again. But the way things are going right now, it's not looking like that's really going to happen. You never know. But the more likely scenario is that this right here was a top, this right here was a top, and now it's coming into the area where it will get a bounce because it's such a powerful support now, because it used to be big resistance. So now it's probably big support. And so because of that, I do want to be more cautious because of this. And honestly, it was so stupid of me to try to even long anything a couple of days ago, considering that the dollar was coming into this support zone. I thought maybe we had a little bit more room down to go, but I got caught up with some Twitter stuff. Some guy who I follow on Twitter who I really respect. He was making me FOMO a little bit, but luckily I managed my risk, so I didn't lose too much. And I do have my short position on, which is doing well right now. But I do want to say that it really depends on the dollar, what's going to happen. So this makes me really cautious. And then the fact that the S&P 500, you know, is rejected from here, that makes me cautious too. So I think maybe we'll get a move up. Maybe we'll get a move back up, and the dollar will come back down and do a double bottom type deal, or maybe a bottom and a sweep before moving back up. And that would enable Bitcoin to be able to get into the $18,000 region, my target, 18.5 to 18.8. Or I guess it's more like basically 18K to 18.8K. And this is really my target, which is what I would really love to see. And then for Ethereum, I would really love, let me reset this, go in here. I would really love for Ethereum to come up to at least 1350 1350 and ideally the 61.8. So, but you gotta have a lot of caution. So because there's no narrative going on in crypto that I could see right now. There's no big narrative, such as before we had the Ethereum merge, and we had a few other things, you know, in 2022 that were narrative plays that helped crypto grow and helped crypto go up. I don't see any big narratives right now other than maybe DEXs, but that play is already starting to get played out. And because we don't have that, and because the dollar is coming into support, and because the S&P 500 is sort of losing wind, it's really making me cautious. And so because of that, I think what I'll do is sorry, I had a little cough, but what I was saying is I think what I'll do is I'll have a short bias. I'll have a bias towards shorts, and also I'll protect my capital by managing my risk. And I'll just manage my risk. I won't risk more than 1%, maybe 1.5% per trade, unless I get a really good trade where everything sort of lines up. Then I'll risk more. And I don't want to risk a lot until there's a narrative and there's a really good high probability, high time frame trade setup. And I'll go into those in this video. I'll see the big high time frame areas for Bitcoin and Ethereum of when I want to actually do those. And maybe I'll go into link, and I guess maybe I'll do quant and matic also, just because why not? But yeah, that's the game plan. The game plan is to preserve capital during the bear market, do short trades, have small risk to all the trades, 1.5% or less, unless we come into a really high time frame area of support or resistance that is good. High probability trade that creates a high probability trade, or there's like some type of narrative that's going on that actually works. So that's the game plan. So now we have the S&P 500. Let's go into Bitcoin. Okay, so let me click on Bitcoin, right? And what I decided I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna make two videos now. One is gonna be the high time frame one, and one's gonna be the lower time frame one, which is gonna be these ones. So this one right here, what I'm looking at is, I look at the daily, I see we have this major support. I don't think this is going to be broken anytime soon. I think 18.8 is really going to be it for the time being. I'm hoping we get up, like I said, I hope we get up there. From the last video, though, we absolutely crushed it because Bitcoin was right around here. I said get in right around here and aim for the supply zone. So that worked out freaking amazingly well. And now we're heading on our way back down. And what I would assume is that we come back down into this bullish order block right here, because you could see that we came up, right? Or I'll start over here, right? We made this high, made a low, made a lower high, a lower low right here, had the SFP. This was a really good longing opportunity. I might have longed here, I forget, but this was definitely a pretty obvious longing opportunity. And then came back up here, right? And then we never made a higher high until this candle, right? Because this candle went above all of these ones. So this was the break in the market structure upward. So now we are in a upward moving market structure. And with that, if that's the case, then it might be something like this. And then we could target, somewhere up here. Let me bring this. And then we could target this area up here, or at the very least, target this right here. I guess what I'll do is you could do that. At the very least, target right there, 18.2. So this is the bias that I'm seeing most people have right now, is that we will get one more leg up and the S&P 500 will shoot up back to the big trend line, maybe right above it, that the dollar will go back down to the support level and make a double bottom, and then we will come down and we'll start the descend again. And so I'm leaning towards this. I'm leaning towards this to happen, but because there's so much cautionary stuff going on, that's why even if I do put a trade on down here, let's say I do something like this, right? Let's say I do something like this, 3R trade plus, and then I'll even raise it up. So I'll take some profit here, I'll take some profit here. I still won't risk too much. I won't like go all in or anything like that down here, and I'll wait until the times are more, I don't know, just things seem to add up a little bit better. And so I do like this for Bitcoin. So what I'm going to do is, and by the way, this is a bullish order block down here, because basically we went up, down, up, and then down. And then this was the candle, and went the down candle before the up move that broke the market structure. So that means that there's a lot of interest in this area, which is why I would want to get into this area. And maybe if we go down to the 4 hour, I could see something a little bit better. You could even technically, you could put a trade on like this, which would give you a 7R trade, which would be crazy. But I have a feeling that there's a chance that it'll come down to down here also. So I would just be more comfortable putting a trade on like this. Or what you could do is you could wait until the price comes down into this region, see, and then go down to the 1 hour, and then basically see if something starts to set itself up. And if you get a good trade, opportunity right here, maybe you get like a SFP, maybe it goes like this, maybe it comes down, comes back up, down again, up, and then maybe does this, right? So boom, then this right here was a sweep of this low, and then this right here was a mark. I'll just do this. This right here was a sweep of this low. This move up was a break in the market structure up above these highs. So that means, okay, we are now in a bullish move uptrend. So you want to get in on a dip to target the highs, and that's when you could target the highs, and you could raise your stop, and you could have a stop right here, which would give you a 5.6R trade. So this is what you could do if you're actively watching the charts. But most people, they don't catch that because, we have jobs, or we have lives, or girlfriends, or wives, or kids, or we don't want to be in front of the chart 24/7. So we use a higher time frame. And if you use the higher time frame, then you don't know that this is going to happen. And if you don't see it, then basically you got to protect your capital more by lowering your stop and having a wider stop. And so that's basically how trading works. And so what I do is I'll start off like this, and I'll put my limit orders in here for these type for this move, and then once it hits, I'll go in and I'll start looking at it, and maybe I'll add to my position if, for instance, if I see that we have that type of a move on the 1 hour chart or on a lower time frame chart. And so that's Bitcoin. Yeah, this is pretty much, this would pretty much be my game plan for BTC. And I would take, I'd probably take like the 75% of my profits up here, and then the last 25% up here, because I doubt, and I don't even know if we're gonna even make it up here, to be honest. But I would definitely take the majority right up there. Then and so yeah, that's Bitcoin. Let's go on to Ethereum. Right, so we got Ethereum now. I'm looking at Ethereum. Let's go down to the daily charts and check it out. So for Ethereum, basically what I noticed is that we had this range right here. We broke above it. We created this range up here. We went below it and we created this range right here. So we have 1, 2, and then 3. And we're back down below. We went back down below, tapped it, and now we're back into range 2. And I think that it's likely that will fall down back into range 1 and then pop back up into and reach the top of range 2. That's if the theory that I talked about before works out, pans out. So that's really what I'm looking at. The other reason why, but the thing is, if this works out, it's like this. This is my thought process. This is a trade that I would want to take because it seems plausible, but I would only want to risk 1% on this trade, maybe 1.5% on this trade, right? However, if it comes up into this area, then I would want to risk 2, 3, 4% on a short trade right here, because fortune favors the shorts in this market right now. So I would put a lot more basically risk on a short trade up in this area. I'm not going to short it right now because there's a possibility that we'll have a move up, only because I like what happened here with the double bottom. I like what happened with Bitcoin with this move right here is pretty indicative that we see a move up. Normally it's like this. It's like down, up, right, down, SFP, and then it really just it tends to do that. Like that's what it tends to do in this situation. Which is why I think that a lot of traders that are, or at least the traders that I look up to and the traders that I consider my mentors are saying. So I'm going to put these long trades on, see what this is, and see how it works out. If it doesn't work out, no big deal. Then what I'll do is I will wait until Ethereum reaches the lows down here, reaches some of these lows down at $1,000, right above $1,000, because you could see there was a lot of support down here. A lot of demand is in this zone right above $1,000. So if this fails, I would probably just wait until this area gets hit and to go back in. And that's when I would probably go in pretty heavy. And for Bitcoin, if these things fail, then the 15,600. This is obviously like a huge demand zone down here. So I would definitely just start. I mean, I'm already spot buying, but I would go in very, very, very heavy with spots right around this area, spot buys, and then I would look to do some leverage longs right around here as well. And yeah, so that's Ethereum. And I don't really know what else to say for it, to be honest. I guess what I'll do is I'll just look at 2 more coins. I like Link. I've been looking at Link because of the possible catalyst of what do you call it, staking, but honestly, like, it's already December 7th, and so I think that thing is done. I think it's over with. I don't think Link is gonna be moving up anymore. Like, I mean, obviously it might, but and this is an opportunity right here. Like, I could literally enter this trade right now and target to highs, but man, I don't know. Things. I feel like there's probably a lot of selling pressure on Link because there's probably a lot of people buying Link because of the narrative. Like, the narrative's sort of overplayed in my opinion. But you never know. So you could always just, you know, risk 0.5%, risk maybe 1%, and try to put on a trade for Link. Or you could also do another strategy that I do, which is to dollar cost average. So I am dollar cost averaging into Link and some other coins every single day. And then when there's a pump, I just sell. Like, that's literally it. That's I have a portion of my portfolio that does that. So because I want to still be buying, but I don't want to be holding. So basically I buy. And then, like, once it's up like 20%, I'll just sell, and then I'll just start rebuying again. And I'll usually put a little bit more capital into when I rebuy. And so that's a totally separate strategy that I'm implementing right now. And so for Ethereum, the best price for Ethereum is definitely 6.5. If it falls down to 6.5, I would be a buyer right there. And I would target at least 7.3 or 7.117 for a 10 to 11% gain. That would be my strategy for Link. And also, if it comes down below 6, I would just be stacking buys in, because I do think that Link is a fundamentally sound project. I do think it's a great project, and I do think that it will do very well. And then the other one that I think will do very well will be Quant Network. So Quant, I am waiting for Quant to reach these areas down here around $100, $105. If it reaches this, then I'll definitely be going in. And I think what I'll do is I'll make another video for some swing trades, and I'll just do these longer term swing trades. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll have a swing trading account as well, just for these longer term swing trades. And so I do like Quant at around $100. I think it's going to do very well. And Doge, I'll just keep on going. Doge, I'm averaging into Doge. I'm just buying it every single day. Just buying, only for the fact that Elon Musk is going to implement payments into Twitter. And if Elon Musk implements Dogecoin into Twitter, then, I mean, obviously Dogecoin will just pump to the freaking moon. It'll go parabolic. This right here was absolutely amazing, this play. So I'm very happy about this. This is it against BTC. If it comes back down to this level right here, now I will actually raise this up. And actually what I'll do is I'll raise it up to here. If Dogecoin comes all the way back down here against Bitcoin, then I will be going in fairly significantly against Bitcoin. And of course, if Dogecoin comes down to, I love how I said this is, I'm going to do shorter term time frames, but I'm doing higher time frames. I'm just going to make another video for the higher time frames. But of course, if Dogecoin comes back down to 6 cents, then I'm gonna go in really heavy on Dogecoin down there as well, because it's support. Matic, I like. Matic, if Matic comes up to just under $1, if it goes back up to 98 cents, I'm going to put on a short position for Matic, because this, to me, honestly, this looks like a head and shoulders, doesn't it? Shoulder left, shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then I would target down here. I would target 40 cents. With my first take profit right there at 61 cents. So that would be what I would do for Matic. And that's literally on the weekly time frame. So, and then I only chose Dash. I only chose to go into Dash because in a short position, because I'm looking up things that were on Bybit, and Dash was on Bybit. So I said, okay, I'm gonna do that. So I have to look up more coins that are available on Bybit. A lot of them are, most of them are, but I need to see coins that are on Bybit and have enough liquidity. Not like liquidity is really that big of an issue on a $30,000 account, but you know, just gotta always be sure, because sometimes I'll freaking move markets when I don't even know how that's possible. Like I remember buying Quant on Coinbase. I bought Quant on Coinbase and somehow it moved the market because there was such little liquidity, and you would think that there'd be enough liquidity for such an amazing project on the biggest American exchange. So I don't know, but yeah, that's gonna be it for this market update video. I'm gonna make another one with some more stuff right now after I upload this, and I just want to get this out there for you guys to enjoy. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Keep on stacking those sats, keep on making those gains, and I'll talk to you in the next one.